There was no choice, only a gamble. "RV, can you isolate the tracker's frequency?" I demanded, my fingers dancing over the console, trying to find an option that did not exist. "Can we overload it mid-jump?" "Theoretically," the AI replied, his calm tone a stark contrast to the klaxons blaring around us. The energy surge from the jump field collapsing back to real space might provide enough interference to mask a feedback loop. However, it could also destabilize the wormhole. The odds of catastrophic drive failure are approximately 73%. "I'll take those odds," I snapped. "Do it." I keyed in the sequence, praying I remembered the emergency protocols correctly. The jump, which should have been a smooth, disorienting transition, became a physical assault. The world outside the viewport, already a tunnel of impossible light, fractured. The nomad screamed, not the mechanical groan of stressed metal, but a high-pitched shriek of a system being torn apart from the inside out. We were thrown against our restraints. In the back, I heard a cry of pain from Kalen. Through the monitor, I saw Varys throw herself over her injured mate, shielding Kalen's body with her own. The sight was a fresh twist of the knife, cold and precise. I wrenched my eyes away, focusing on the bucking controls, fighting to keep the ship from disintegrating. The journey felt like an eternity compressed into 10 seconds of pure hell. The ship vibrated so violently my teeth ached, and the lights flickered and died, plunging us into strobing flashes of red emergency lighting. Then, with a final, bone-jarring lurch that felt like hitting a mountain at full speed, it was over. We dropped out of the jump. Silent. The sudden absence of noise was more terrifying than the chaos. The ship was dead, adrift in the black. Only the faint hum of emergency batteries and my own ragged breathing filled the cockpit. "Did it work?" My voice was a hoarse whisper. A few tense seconds passed before Arvy's voice returned, tinny and faint through the low-power comms. "Tracker signal is gone. They do not have our location. However, Commander, main power is offline. Life support is on minimal battery backup. We are stranded." Relief warred with a new, creeping dread. We were safe, but we were also in a coffin, floating in the middle of nowhere. The immediate threat was gone, but the emotional one was just beginning. I unbuckled myself, my muscles screaming in protest. The silence in the ship was absolute, heavy with unspoken things. I walked back toward the med bay, my magnetic boots clanking ominously on the deck plates. Varys was still kneeling beside Kalen, murmuring to her in the soft, flowing syllables of their native Livisk tongue. She was stroking Kalen's hair away from her face with a tenderness that made my stomach clench. She looked up as I approached, her golden eyes luminous in the dim red light. They were filled with 1,000 conflicting emotions: apology, confusion, pain, and a deep, aching sadness that mirrored my own. "Will," she began, her voice cracking. I don't know what to say." "Save it," I said, my own voice flat and empty. The anger was gone, replaced by an exhaustion so profound it felt like it had settled in my bones. "We have more immediate problems. Get to the engine room and run a diagnostic. I need to know what is dead and what we can fix." She flinched at my tone but nodded, rising to her feet. "And Varys," I added, stopping her as she passed. She turned back, her expression wary. "When we get power back online," I said, meeting her gaze, my voice deadly quiet, "you and I are going to talk, and you are going to tell me everything."